ready to explore a world where cosmic irony meets some seriously questionable choices.
I'm in. Sounds intriguing.
Today we're diving into The Three-Body Problem, a sci-fi epic that kind of throws shade on humanity's ability to handle a crisis.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And it's especially interesting how the story uses satire to critique those in charge.
Totally. The notes and comments we got from you guys are full of questions about those themes.
Yeah, how we handle authority, the idea of heroes, the three-body problem really makes you think about those things in a different way.
Okay, so let's get into it. The story starts with these super advanced aliens called the Trisolarans.
Right. And their home planet is, well, let's just say it's not a great place to live. 3 suns, total chaos.
A recipe for cosmic sunburn for sure.
Haha. So they're desperately searching for a new home, and finally they pick up a signal.
From us, little old Earth. You'd think we'd be thrilled, right?
Well, the funny thing is, the Trisolarans are terrified.
Terrified.
Yeah, they're so advanced, they know the universe is a pretty dangerous place, and broadcasting your existence is like sending out a giant "come invade me" sign.
Ah, so their first message is basically a cosmic shush. Don't answer. We know where you are now.
Exactly. But of course.
Humans going to human.
Huh, right.
And not just any human. It's Ye Wenji, a disillusioned scientist who's basically fed up with humanity.
Oh, yeah. She's convinced we deserve whatever's coming. So what does she do?
She answers the signal and gives them Earth's exact location.
Talk about adding insult to intergalactic injury. It's perfect satire, though, right?
Totally. You've got these super dense aliens scared of being found, and then you've got this human practically begging for an alien takeover.
Makes you wonder who's really calling the shots, doesn't it?
For sure. Okay, so alien invasion is officially on the menu. How does humanity react?
Well, the world leaders put their heads together and come up with this plan called the Wallfacer Project.
Okay, what is that?
They choose 4 people, supposed geniuses, and task them with coming up with secret plans to fight off the invasion.
And these plans have to stay completely secret.
Yeah, they can't tell anyone. Each Wallfacer has to keep their plan locked up in their own head.
Wow, that's intense.
Yeah.
Imagine being handed the fate of humanity with no guidance.
Right, and of course, everyone just assumes you're some kind of mastermind. Talk about pressure.
So what kind of plans do these wallfacers come up with?
Well, this is where the satire really kicks in. The first 3 Wallfacers, let's just say their ideas are a little out there.
Out there how?
We're talking about ghost armies, mass brainwashing.
Wait, ghost armies.
Yep. And even a plan to just blow up the Earth. You know, get it over with.
Grow up the planet. Seriously.
Yep. It's like the story is making fun of all those over-the-top sci-fi tropes. These Wallfacers are so focused on being brilliant that they miss the obvious flaws.
And the ethical problem.
Exactly.
So is that it? Humanity's hope rests on these kind of, well, kind of crazy geniuses.
Not quite. There's a 4th Wallfacer, Luoji, and he's the complete opposite of the others.
Oh, how so?
He's not a physicist or a military strategist or anything like that. He's a sociologist.
Interesting. What's his plan?
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't seem to have a plan. Instead of trying to save the world, he basically uses his Wallfacer status to live a life of luxury.
Wait, seriously.
Yeah.
He wins the apocalyptic lottery and decides to just party.
Pretty much.
Now that's my kind of hero. Embrace the chaos, enjoy the ride. It's hilarious, but is it actually brilliant?
That's the beauty of it. Luo Ji, the one who seems the least qualified, ends up playing a key role. But it all ties into this really important concept, the dark forest theory.
Ah, yes, the dark forest. Things are about to get interesting.
So last time we were talking about Luo Ji, living it up while the world's about to end.
And that whole dark forest theory, it sounds pretty intense.
It is. Basically, the universe is like a dark forest, right? And every civilization is like a hunter, armed to the teeth.
Okay, I'm following so far.
But everyone's also hidden, keeping their location secret. Because the minute you make a sound, send a signal, you're basically giving away your position.
Ah, so that's why the Trisolarans were so freaked out when we answered their signal?
Exactly. It's like shining a spotlight on yourself in the middle of the night. You never know who or what is out there watching.
And if they're anything like those first 3 wallfacers, you're probably in trouble.
Right. The whole point of the dark forest theory is that you can't trust anyone. You don't know their intentions. Are they friendly? Are they going to attack?
So the safest bet is to just stay silent. Blend in with the shadows.
Exactly. But Luigi, he's not exactly known for being subtle.
Yeah, the guy's throwing parties while everyone else is panicking.
And that's the weird part. The Trisolarans are watching him, and they're totally baffled.
Why isn't he building defenses? Why isn't he freaking out?
They start to think, well, maybe he's got something worse up his sleeve.
Yeah.
Something so terrifying that he doesn't even need to defend himself.
So Luoji accidentally becomes the ultimate deterrent, just by being himself.
The irony is perfect, isn't it? The guy who seems totally unprepared is actually the one holding all the cards.
It's like he's playing 4D chess while everyone else is still stuck on checkers.
Uh-huh, exactly. But the thing is, Luoji eventually figures out what he's doing. He realizes the power he has.
Okay, so he goes from accidental deterrent to what? Intentional cosmic player.
Pretty much. There's this one scene where he targets a distant star system.
Oh no, what does he do?
He sends a signal. It's like saying, hey, everyone, look over here. There's something interesting in this system.
Yeah.
That star system gets completely wiped out.
Oh wow. So he proves that the dark forest theory is real.
Yep. And it terrifies the Trisolarans.
Yeah.
They know that if they try to mess with Earth, Luoji could expose their location too.
So now we've got this crazy standoff, mutually assured destruction, but on a cosmic scale.
Right. Neither side wants to make a move because they know it could mean total annihilation for both of them.
So what happens to humanity during all of this?
That's where things get, well, even more interesting. Years go by, decades even, under this Trisolaran threat. And humanity starts to change.
Change how?
We make huge advancements in technology, we cure diseases, eliminate poverty. We even start using genetic engineering to make ourselves more beautiful.
Sounds pretty utopian.
It is, in a way, but it comes at a cost. Humanity gets comfortable, complacent. We lose that sense of urgency, that fight for survival instinct.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. We get so used to peace and security that we forget how fragile it all is.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
then something happens that throws everything into chaos again.
Don't tell me. Another alien invasion.
Not quite. It's a message. From that rogue spaceship we talked about earlier. The one that fled Earth when the Trisolarans showed up.
Oh, right. That ship. What does it say?
Don't come back, it says. The Trisolarans are evil, and their home world is about to get destroyed.
Wait a minute. So the cowards who ran away actually end up saving humanity.
You could see it that way. I mean, their message exposes a huge weakness in the Trisolaran plan.
And it reveals something else, right? About the universe itself.
Yes. The message mentions something called dimension-reducing weapons.
Dimension reducing. What does that even mean?
That's the question that drives the rest of the story. So last time we were left with this big cliffhanger. Dimension-reducing weapons. What does that even mean?
Yeah, it sounds pretty intense and kind of abstract.
It is. But it's also where the satire gets really interesting, I think.
How so?
Well, think about it. We've got this universe where everyone's paranoid, hiding in the shadows.
Right, the dark forest.
And suddenly you introduce these weapons that can literally wipe out entire dimensions. It's like the ultimate escalation, right? Like taking our human conflicts and blowing them up to a cosmic scale.
I see what you mean. It's like we're so busy fighting over tiny little things down here on Earth, we forget that there might be these huge cosmic forces at play that could just erase us completely.
Exactly. The Trisolarans, with all their technology and their ruthlessness, they're almost like a caricature of our own worst impulses.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're so obsessed with survival that they're willing to do anything, even destroy entire worlds.
And they're constantly looking over their shoulder, convinced that everyone else is out to get them.
Which, in the dark forest, they probably are.
Right. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So what does humanity do? Faced with this new threat, do we finally get our act together?
Well, that's the thing. We've already talked about how humanity's become kind of soft, complacent.
Right. We're living in this comfortable bubble, and we've forgotten what it means to really fight for our survival.
And I'm guessing that comes back to bite us.
It does. Remember Cheng Shu, the scientist? She's chosen as the new sword holder.
The sword holder. What's that?
The person who controls the deterrent. The weapon that Luoji set up to keep the Trisolarans in check.
Oh, right. So basically, she's got her finger on the button that could destroy both civilizations.
Pretty much. And humanity chooses her because she's kind, compassionate, idealistic.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
It kind of is. The Trisolarans see it as a weakness. They know Chengxin is a good person. They know she won't use the deterrent unless absolutely necessary.
So they exploit that.
They do. They launch a surprise attack knowing that Chengxin will hesitate to retaliate.
Oh, no.
And they're right. Chengxin can't bring herself to destroy two civilizations, even to save humanity. She gives up the deterrent.
So
Yeah.
the Trisolarians win. They take over Earth.
Well, sort of. They occupy Earth, yeah. They confine humans to a small territory, but they don't kill us all.
Why not?
It's not entirely clear. Maybe they see some value in keeping us around. Maybe they just don't care enough to bother.
Yeah, what about that rogue spaceship? The one that sent the warning?
It gets destroyed by another civilization. Proof that the Dark Forest is very real and very unforgiving.
So humanity's trapped, living under the rule of the Trisolarians, knowing that the universe is full of these terrifying threats.
Yeah.
That's a pretty bleak ending.
It is. But there's one more twist. Remember how the Trisolarians were terrified of being discovered? Well, it turns out their occupation of Earth didn't go unnoticed. They get a message from another civilization warning them that they've been detected and that they need to leave.
Oh, wow. So the Trisolarians, the ultimate cosmic bullies, they get bullied themselves.
Exactly. The irony is perfect. They become the victims of the very thing they feared the most.
So they abandon Earth.
They do. And that's where the story ends. With humanity. Alone again. Facing an uncertain future in a dangerous universe.
It's not a happy ending, but it's definitely thought-provoking. Makes you wonder about our place in the cosmos, doesn't it?
It does. The three-body problem is a story about our flaws, our anxieties, our hopes, and ultimately our struggle to survive in a universe that doesn't always play by our rules.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the three-body problem. Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
And for our listeners, remember, the universe is a vast and mysterious place. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving.